Hey everybody, this is part 2 of probably part 3 now for my Anet ET5 review. So this is me on my computer. I'm just taking a look at the SD card that came with it and wanted to share just a few things. So when you open up, or when you put the SD card in your machine, right, in your computer, there is this. So you've got two instructions, and so you have no idea what to click on. You click on the first one and everything's, I mean, I can see they got like a squircle, ribbon, pig, dog, cat, and they have a bunch of stuff in here that I'm assuming is Chinese. Sorry if I offend anyone that isn't Chinese, that this is your language. I'm sorry, I don't understand it. But in this one, they have English instructions. So it would have been nice if they'd have said that here instead of in here, but whatever. In here, you're going to have parts list, which is nice. So this, I believe, is going to be the same as the one that was printed off. Maybe my computer's just being slow. Doesn't seem to want to load the PDF. It's kind of frozen as well when I try and do that. Let's try opening it one more time. Here we go. Double click seems to work. Everything's in Chinese. Everything's in English. It's hilarious to me. I thought that this was actually unique to the printed instructions, but there is 12 pieces here and only 11 of them. And it's because their numbering gets all screwed up here where it starts, I don't know what happened. But yeah, that's one other thing that I thought was rather interesting. But again, I mean, this is Anet. This is not a high-end company, at least from what I understand. I mean, there's a reason why their printers are cheap. But I'm someone who's comfortable with tinkering, and so I think I'll be able to get away with it. One other thing I thought was interesting, their little notice here. I mean, I just think it's funny they didn't want to use the enter key, make it a little bit easier to read. Luckily, I have a wide monitor and I can read this. Basically, the first one's just saying, hey, you know, if you modify this thing, you're on your own. And number 2 is please adjust the voltage to your country appropriate voltage for the power supply, which this would be great, but I have to take off the entire bottom plate to do that and at least make sure it's in the right one. So isn't that fun? Looks like there's a couple other things here. The print files, STL file of printer parts. This is all in Chinese, so I have no idea what it's going to be. Looks like I have an SDP, 2 G codes, another SDP, 2 STL files. So I guess I'll have to shove those into Cura and see what that is. We have some software here. So slice and print connections. Let's see what this says. Recommended use Cura as slicing software. Recommended use Repetier when print directly via USB connection. Cura could be used for printing through USB, but the compatibility is bad. Well, at least they're letting me know. Repetier supports slicing, but not much settings as Cura. Okay, how to set settings, print settings, script, start code. Okay, so it's your starting and closing G code, so that's nice. So I'll have to remember that I've got that there. They got Repetier host, which is nice. I don't use that, but nice that they include it. They got Cura, so it looks like they've got some parameter screenshot here. Let's take a look at that. It's a docx, so isn't that fun? Instead of just pictures. Maybe my computer just is slow. That's probably the case. Oh, cool, yeah, so layer height, initial layer height. Looks like they've got all sorts of settings in here that they've set for Cura, which is really nice of them to include screenshots. So that's really nice. That'll make printing in the future easier, at least to get a starting point. So that's cool. They also have Cura 14.07, so they're not using the latest. I think I use Cura 4.5 right now or something. Cura text, okay, just their website to go get Cura downloaded. Cura software user manual. This is Cura's. I think you can get this for free online, but maybe not. Okay, this is like how to install it on your machine and things like that. This might be something, I think this might be the actual one that I saw when I got my Anet A8 back in 2017. I'm not entirely sure. It's been a long time. and then configuration file for Cura 1407. So, okay, that's cool. Looks like other than software and some print files that don't match the files that you have here, these G codes, you have your user manual. So they have the setup, the user, and the FAQ. Let's take a look at some of these. So this looks like the same one as before, just those 4 pictures and no text, nothing, just the 4 pictures. Although the images are a little bit sharper, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, it's very hard to, if I was not someone that already knew how to put together a 3D printer and I knew about, like I built the Anet A8 from scratch and I've looked at numerous how-to guides on how to assemble other 3D printers while I've been trying to figure out what to buy. Yeah, I probably would be extremely uncomfortable with that. User manual, this is the other manual that they give you, so that's nice of them to include it in digital format. I'll have to check that out in the written form when it comes time to actually do it. And my FAQ, okay, cool. They have a lot. They have a lot of these, and it looks like a lot of these are going to be for troubleshooting. Yeah, after the lack of material in the middle of printing, the filament's stuck between the filament detector and the extruder, how to solve the problem. Okay, so this is just a basic troubleshooting guide. Well, that's really nice to include that. So yeah, I'll have to check this out if I start having any issues. But yeah, it seemed like a pretty decent thing so far. I mean, I think I bought this thing for roughly 520, or maybe it was 480, something like that. I don't know. I know that it wasn't super expensive. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Just wanted to show you guys kind of what you get on the USB drive and kind of what you can expect. So yeah, part 3 coming up.